Hello everyone, how are you? How do you know what happened on NXT for August 29, 2023? The opening matchup was a steel cage match between the Creed Brothers and Scasm. I thought for sure that'd be the main event, but no. It was the opening matchup. Before the match started, the fathers of Scasm took Brutus to the backstage, beat the shit out of him. So it was Julius against two members of Scasm, 2-on-1. He held his own for quite a bit, but eventually the numbers game got to him, right? So they started tossing him into the cage wall, repeatedly worked on him. Then all of a sudden, Brutus came out, cleaned house, folks. Like, ran around ringside, knocking down with Scasm members with clotheslines. Broke off the cage door, got it, and just destroyed Scasm, the two members in the match, with forearm smashes. Sent them into the cage wall repeatedly, and then took the cage door and sandwiched them between the door and the wall. Then, eventually, Scasm got control again. They delivered one ran a runner drop kicked Brutus into the cage wall, while the other one hip tossed Judas into the cage wall. They started working on the Creed brothers again. Then Julius Creed picked up both guys on his shoulders, hoisted them up, walked halfway across the ring with them, so Brutus could deliver a top rope cannonball onto both members of Scasm. And then both of them hit Stereo running clotheslines. Creed Brothers picked up the win, folks. So they're back on NXT. They got contracts now. Again. Next up was a Heritage Cup tournament matchup. They announced the 8 participants of the tournament. You got Duke Hudson of Chase University. From Monday Night Raw, Akira Tozawa. From Friday Night SmackDown, Pete Dunne. Nathan Frazier, the former winner. Joe Coffey of Gallus is in it. Tyler Bates in it. Axion. And Charlie Dempsey. The first round matchup was Charlie Dempsey against Pete Dunne. Charlie Dempsey snapped the fingers of Pete Dunne. Well, Pete Dunne's like, oh, no. I'm the one that snaps and bends fingers. So he repeatedly kept bending those fingers, and Charlie Dempsey stomped on him. Then Charlie Dempsey did like the Shayna Baszler style stomp on the arm. Then he applied an armbar submission, and Pete Dunne powered out of it to overhead toss. So Charlie Dempsey applied Pete Dunne applied armbar submission. Charlie Dempsey overhead tossed Pete Dunne to get out of it, but Pete Dunne held on to his. Then Pete Dunne is hauled off. One beautiful roundhouse kick floored Charlie Dempsey. Picked him up, bit her in for the 1-2-3, so Pete Dunne advances in the tournament. Now, the tournament are 12-minute matches. And it's round robin. So everybody would get, there's two groups, so Group A and Group B, and everybody would get to face each other once. If you win, you get 2 points. If you lose, you get no points. If it's a draw, like tying them a draw, each person gets 1 point. And the people with the most points advances into the finals. They're face off. The winner of that would face Noam Dar for the Heritage Cup trophy at No Mercy. Speaking of Noam Dar, Metaphor watched the whole entire tournament matches in the stage area. Mom was happy to see her WWE crush. She loves the guy a lot. I don't see what she sees in him, but yeah, so he, like Metaphor, watched the tournament matches, it seems. Next up was a match that set up a backstage segment. Dana Brooke Jordan against Elektra Lopez. Laura Vice, apparently are brawling backstage for some reason. They had a match. Jordan started off with Lower Vice. Jordan went to her Corona and messed up on that. So she went to Andre takedown. She messed up on that. She is sloppy. Lower Vice just destroyed her with a roundhouse kick. Then, like, Irish whip her into, like, a kick to the knee. So a knee to the guts. Then Irish whip her off the ropes or other knee to the guts. Finally, Dana Brooke tagged in. Lopez tagged in. Just back Lopez in the corner. Forearm smashes. Then kept hitting clotheslines, one after the other. Then a bulldog. Lopez kicked out of that sequence. That was awesome. Then Dana Brooke tagged in Jordan. And then Lower Vice pulled Dana Brooke outside the ring center into the steel steps. Ran in. Roundhouse kicked Jordan right into Lopez, who delivered a spine buster for the 1-2-3. I love the tag team of Elektra Lopez and Lower Vice. I hope they get built up big time. Next up was Dijak at 84. 84 attacked Dijak outside the ring with back-to-back kick strikes, bell rang, brain bustered, jump up elbow drop, and then Dijak quickly grabbed a hold of his belt, wrapped around his fist, and went to hit 84 with it. Eddie Forbes stopped. Then they played tug of war with the belt, which was stupid. And then Dijak grabbed hold of a steel chair. The referee grabbed it away from him. So Dijak quickly grabbed hold of the belt, wrapped around his fist again, and smoked Eddie Forbes with it for the 1-2-3. So it was a fast match. Dijak had to cheat to win because Eddie Forbes was kicking his ass. So they know there's going to be probably a match at No Mercy or something where Eddie Forbes eventually will beat Dijak. Not very exciting there. Next up was other tournament matchup. It was Nathan Frazier, the former Heritage Cup champion, against Joe Coffey. Good match these guys put on. Nathan Frazier ran in, just got speed going, gained momentum off the ropes, and Gallus grabbed hold of his leg. The referee saw it, but did not disqualify Joe Coffey for some reason. That allowed Joe Coffey to deliver a body slam, then slingshot him off the ropes into a back body drop, which was awesome. Nathan Frazier drop kicked him to the outside, and Joe Coffey hit the announce table. They traded forearm shots. Nathan Frazier delivered back-to-back face slams. Then applied a nice snap suplex. Joe had a running headbutt and sent Nathan Frazier into the corner. Nathan came out of that corner with one hell of a clothesline and jumped up the top rope and delivered a frog splash, but he turned midway in the air. That was awesome. Joe Coffey kicked out of it. Again, Gallus outside the ring caused a distraction. That allowed Joe Coffey to deliver the discus clothesline for the 1-2-3 to advance in the tournament. The wrong guy won that match. I was hoping Nathan Frazier would have won it. Your main event was the Fatal 4-Way No. 1 Contenders match. The winner of this will face Tiffany Stratton next week for the NXT Women's Championship. It was Roxanne Perez, Blair Davenport, Gingy, and Kaden James. Really good Fatal 4-Way. It started off slow pace, but it picked up big time, folks. Definitely check this match out. Blair Davenport just roundhouse kicked Roxanne's lights right out. She was like knocked out for a few seconds there for that roundhouse kick. Then Gingy suplexed one of the ladies into the corner. Then at one point, Gingy was outside the ring with Roxanne and body slammed her on the floor. Then Blair Davenport ran off the steel steps and double stomped Gingy right across the back. That looked nasty. Roxanne kept trying to do hot pox. Her finisher was like a sunset flip, like Selena Vega's Cole Rid into a pin. But every time she went to do it, at one point she went to do it in the corner on Gingy and Blair Davenport just ran and big booted her ass. Then she attempted to do it outside the ring on Gingy again. When she went to do it, Blair Davenport again hauled off and kicked her right in the face. Eventually, Roxanne did get hot pox on Gingy outside the ring. And she went in and do hot pox again. This time on Kaden James. And again, she couldn't do it. They kept countering her hold. So she had a sloppy running uppercut. She ran to deliver an uppercut on Blair Davenport. And she slipped when she did it. She did get a couple forearm smashes in that looked nice. But she kept constantly trying to do her finisher, right? Gingy got in. Kick strikes to Blair Davenport. Then kick strikes to Kaden James. Now knocked down both women, but she pinned both of them, but each one was kicked out before the count of 3. Kaden James ran in while Gingy was fighting Blair Davenport. And did a flip over DDT on Gingy. Then she had a on Blair Davenport. Then she had a neck breaker on Gingy. And then Kaden James was just cleaning house. Kaden James picked up the win. That was awesome. I was not expecting her to win it because I was expecting Roxanne Perez to win it or Gingy. But no, Kaden James won it. That was awesome. So next week is Tiffany Stratton versus Kaden James with the NXT Women's Championship on the line. Also next week, Tyra Bate is going to face Double Kai because the last 2 weeks he came out and chokeslammed him outside the ring. No disqualification next week. Braun Breaker was challenged for Von Wagner. Braun Breaker accepted it. Then Braun Breaker backstage approached Baron Corbin and said, "Your ass better not get involved in my no DQ match against Von Wagner." And Baron Corbin's like, "What are you going to do, brother, if I do?" I think that's going to lead to a freeway no disqualification match and No Mercy probably. Dragon Lee will face Mustafa Ali. The winner of this match will face Dominic Mysterio at No Mercy for the North American Championship. But Dominic Mysterio has been announced as a special guest referee. So I think you'll probably see a freeway over that title. And also, Briggs and Brooks will face Drew Gulak, Charlie Dempsey, and Cap in a 6-man tag. Daisy Duke backstage approached the student that Drew Gulak's training from his school. And apparently that student doesn't like how Drew Gulak and them has been treating him. Training him wise, like getting him to sweep the ring, stuff like that. So he's going to be Briggs and Brooks' partner in the 6-man tag. More tournament matchups will be happening. They didn't announce who will be facing who. They did announce that Akira Tozawa will face Duke Hudson on NXT Level Up this Friday night in a tournament matchup. Also, backstage segments. The Street Profits approached to congratulate Carmelo Hayes, and then they had no talk, chit-chat with the tag champs, some Dons. Nothing came about that. Wesley sent a video saying that he's coming after Carmelo Hayes and will beat him for the NXT World Championship. Dragunov came out the ring, said that he applauded Trick Williams for an amazing match last week. He showed him respect, but he's also coming after the world title. Noam Dar and Metaphor on stage. They had a segment talking with Dragunov, and Noam Dar is saying that he's better than Carmelo Hayes. So next week, it was supposed to be Dragunov versus Noam Dar, but Noam Dar has backed out of this fight, and he's put his friend Masu into the match. So that's going to be happening next week as well. There was a Chase University segment where Thea Hill never showed up for class. Then after the class was over, she showed up with her new friend JCJ. It looks like they're going to turn Thea Hill heel with JCJ. They're going to become a tag team, it seems. Duke Hudson was okay with JCJ and Thea hanging out, but you could tell Aiden Chase wasn't. Carmelo Hayes approached his friend Trick Williams backstage and said, "Do you think I could beat Dragunov? Like, honestly, again?" And Trick said, "No, I don't think you can." So Carmelo Hayes left, but then Trick said, "I know you can." He should have said that for to begin with. So I think it's going to be a fatal 4-way at No Mercy. Trick, Carmelo Hayes, Dragunov, and Wesley for the title. NXT ended with Carmelo Hayes walking in the HBK's office and said, "We got to talk about my world title. We got to talk about Dragunov, Wesley, and Trick." And then the door closed. That's how the show ended. There you have it, folks. Definitely check out all the matches on NXT this week except for Dijak 84 because that match sucked. It was way too fast. The other matches are must-see, folks. Let me know below who you think will win in the tournament. Duke Hudson, Pete Dunne, Akira Tozawa, Joe Coffey, Nathan Frazer, Charlie Dempsey, Tyler Bate, and Axion. I would love to see Nathan Frazer, Axion. I actually would love to see Akira Tozawa win the tournament. That'd be cool. Big moment for him. So let me know below out of those 8 people who you'd like to see win the tournament to face Noam Dar for the Heritage Cup. Stay safe, everybody. Too sweet. Bye.